discussion. Okay, so the next one right here is how virus is spread via email message. So of course, step one, someone will create that virus, and then step two, they will send that virus into someone's email. So we have two scenario. The other one opened that application or that email to be exact, and then being executed into his computer. So voila, he has now the virus. However, the other one just ignored that email. So let's say he didn't know who is the sender of that application, so he just simply marked that one as a spam, or he just ignored that one. So in that case, it's like nothing happened. So the moral lesson right here is so even though you already have the virus into your computer, but you didn't execute it, so nothing will happen because most of the virus before they can destroy your computer or destroy your data or application. Okay, so it needs to be executed or it needs to be open before it can do its job. Okay, so that is why if you think that you're not sure with that application, or if that one is not trusted, then just don't open that one, or just don't click uh, that application or that email. All right. So next right here is internet and network attacks. So let's start with zombie first. Okay. So zombie is a compromised computer or device, okay, whose owner is unaware the computer or device is being controlled remotely by an outsider. So your computer might have a rootkit, okay, because they now have a full control of your computer. Okay. So let's just say that you now have a virus. Yeah, no, no, not a virus. You now have a malware, which is called rootkit, onto your computer. So if that happened, then we could say that your computer now is a zombie. Okay, and at the same time, that application has a bot. Okay, bot is a program that performs a repetitive task on a network, such as sending via email or spread virus and other malware. Wherein, of course, if we have a rootkit, it now or your computer now has the capability to spread uh, in that malware into the other computers, or into the uh, let's say into the emails, okay, or your friends in Gmail, your friends in Facebook, your friends in uh, Instagram, and many more. Okay, and then once you were able to you know create or develop a group. So we call that one now botnet or zombie army. So this one now is a group of compromised computers or mobile devices connected into a network. Okay, so this is a good example of this one. So this one started with just the bot master, and then being sent into a public internet, and then someone opened that application. So this one now is infected, and then this one can now infect the other computers around him. Like for example, we have another computer that is being infected right here, the one that is red, and then into the other network, which is they are now infected. Okay, so that's how a virus spread into a local network or into a certain network. Okay, so these are the things that you guys need to check or need to know if your computer now is functioning as a zombie. So it has an unusually high disk activity. It runs slower than normal internet connection. Connected devices becoming increasingly unresponsive. So those are the things that you can, check or monitor to your computer to check if your computer now is functioning as a zombie. Okay. We also have here denial of service attack. Okay. So from the word denial, okay, from the word denial, let's say you're trying to log into, let's say, Yahoo. Okay. So my computer is lagging. I don't know why. Anyway, so we have this application Yahoo, or a website Yahoo, where in this Yahoo, let's just say that just started, uh, it's just published 1 month, you know, And this Yahoo can only accommodate 50,000 users for now. Okay, since this application, let's just say that this application just started, and then someone attacked uh, this Yahoo, okay, by denial of service attack or DOS attack. Okay, so this attack uh, will accommodate, or let's just say that will accommodate 25,000 of users. So this DOS attack or this application right here or this tool right here has the capability to log in 25,000 users, okay, just by having a one computer. Okay, so this one is only composed of one computer and then of course one user. Okay, so sorry for my drawing and handwritten. So as you guys can see, this one already accommodated 25,000 users. So this one now, instead of having 50,000, in reality can only accommodate 25,000. So what if there is another computer? Okay, say another computer, one computer, okay, will attack this one. So additional 25,000. Okay, so in total, 50,000. So this one or this Yahoo application cannot accept more users since it already reached the maximum counts of users. So what will happen if the other real users will try to log into this Yahoo? Okay, so this will cause this Yahoo server into shutting down. Okay, this will shut down or this will not work properly. Okay, so this one already happened in UC enrollment before. A lot of users is lagging and accessing the enrollment, online enrollment. So it caused the user enrollment or UZ website to slow down and then into not working website anymore. Okay, so yeah, DOS attack doesn't have the capability to destroy someone's computer. However, it can bring down someone's server. Okay, like this one, just by having two computers. So if we combine those two, we call that one DDoS, okay, or distributed DOS attack. So this is a zombie army. Okay, let's say three computers, four computers is attacking someone's server or application or website. Okay, so the solution for this one, or yeah, let's just say that 80% solution is firewall, but they still have ways even though you have firewall. So that is why we have two firewalls. Okay, so for you to attain 100% protection from this kind of attack, okay, so you must have a firewall from your router, and then you must also have a firewall activated from your computer. So a total of two firewalls. So with those two being activated, the better. The more protection that you can have from this DOS attack. All right, so that's how we uh, avoid these kinds of attacks. So just activate your firewall. Okay, next right here is a backdoor. So this is just a way, a program, or let's say just a tool for someone to gain access someone's computer. Okay, like for example, uh, your computer has a username and then a password. But then we have this backdoor wherein that person just put a flash drive into your computer, and then that flash drive is being run to your computer. And there's a big chance that you might be able to bypass your security controls. So we have a lot of ways when it comes to backdoor. So it could be uh, via rootkit, or it could be a, or any types of malware actually. Okay, so they have the capabilities to gain access to your computer even though you have password. So they can still open it without you knowing it. Okay, so yeah, and the next one here is spoofing. So we have two types of spoofing, or yeah, spoofing, email spoofing and then IP spoofing. For email spoofing, this one is acting as a legit email or a website. wherein the header will be altered so that it appears that the email message originated from a different sender. But in reality, it is not. Okay, it came from someone who created that website. So the goal of this one, when it comes to email spoofing, is to gain personal information from that someone. So let's just say that that someone is acting like your password in your ATM account is compromised. So you have to change pass as soon as possible. Wherein you have to uh, go to their website. Wherein, let's say, this is the link for you to change your password, wherein in reality that's just another uh, let's say email, website acting as a legitimate website, but in reality it's just IP spoofing. So of course you will type there your old password, okay, your current password, and then you will type a new password. Okay, so in that case they now know what is your current password, and then they can now gain access to your bank account. Okay, so we call that one email spoofing and then IP spoofing. Okay, so how to safeguard against internet and network attacks? So of course you have to use antivirus software, but just an advice: if you're using a cracked version, you better delete it and then just use the default antivirus of your computer. So if you're using Windows, you can use Microsoft Defender or Windows Defender, or the default virus and threat protection of your computer. So you can find it right here, under Windows Security. Okay. Of course, be suspicious of unsolicited email attachments. So if you're not sure where that email came from, do not open it. And of course, common sense: scan removable media for malware before using it. So this is very common, especially if that flash drive came from your friend. So let's just say that you trust that someone, and then you didn't scan his flash drive anymore. So there's a big chance that your computer might get infected by a certain malware. So yeah, the next thing right here is implement firewall solutions. So as always, do not turn off your firewall as uh, possible. Okay, so just always turn on it. Nothing will, you will lose nothing. Instead of letting it open, yes, you can open some websites that you cannot open before. That is because those websites are not legitimate. So they might be an IP spoofing or email spoofing. Okay, so just always turn on your firewall. Then of course, back up regularly. Okay, so I will not explain this firewall again anymore, since I have already discussed this one many times right here. But then again, so we have two types of firewall. We have the hardware and then the software. Just activate those two, and then your computer now will be much more safer, 100% safer from the DOS attack. Okay, and yeah, about firewalls again. And then we have here unauthorized access and use. So when we see unauthorized access, you didn't let that person use or access your computer. Okay. And then when we see unauthorized use, so yes, you've let that someone to use your computer, but you didn't allow him to use some of your applications or to open some of your personal information. Okay. So that's the difference between unauthorized access and unauthorized use. So here are the things that you can do to avoid unauthorized access and use. So you have to turn off those shared libraries and devices. Okay, using that or with that, you'll be able to protect yourself from this kind of attack. This one's not actually an attack. It's just uh, they have the I call this one. They have the privilege to open your computer or your application or your shared devices without you knowing it. Okay. So next one right here is access control. Of course, we do this one to secure your let's say application, to secure your let's say file, or to secure your computer. Okay. So this one defines who can access your computer, or when they can access your computer or that file, or what actions they can take while accessing it. Okay, and then at the same time, if you have those kind of access control, we always have an audit trail. Okay, this one records if uh, both file successful and unsuccessful access attempts. So this one is very important for you to be able to know who are the people who's accessing your computer or that certain application without you really letting them to access it. Okay, so audit trail, very very important. And then here are the types of access control types, which you guys are already familiar with. So usernames, password, and then if you have a long text or long words, okay, let's say one sentence or two sentence, it is already under passphrase. We also have CAPTCHA, wherein it stands for completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. So we have CAPTCHA, to avoid just like the one that happened in here, like uh, it's just a computer, one computer only or one user, but it's already accessing, okay, unlimitedly accessing 25,000. So it keeps on accessing your website uh, continuously. Okay. So if there is another computer, keep on accessing your computer. See another 25,000, then it might lead your website into shutting down, or your server will go down. Okay. So that is why we have CAPTCHA to separate humans from robots. Okay, or separate robots from humans. Okay, so this is an example of CAPTCHA. So it is a program that displays an image containing a series of distorted characters, like for example this one. Uh, Robots or computers cannot really read this one. Only humans can. Okay, like the word kill captcha. Okay, and we also have possessed objects like badges, ATM cards, smart cards, and keys. Okay, or we can also have a pin. Okay, if it's not an object, then just a personal identification number. So this one is an example of uh, access control. Like for example, in our ATM cards, so you need the card, and at the same time, you need a PIN to open your bank account. Okay, for you to be able to withdraw money. And we also have biometric devices, wherein you can use your eyes, your fingers, your hand, your and many more. Actually, you can use your nose, your ears if you want. But here are the common biometric devices. We have fingerprint, face recognition, hand geometry, voice verification, signature verification, and then iris recognition system. So again, I will not explain those biometric or types of biometric devices anymore, since they are very, very straightforward. Okay, so those are their definitions. And then we also have here digital forensics. So in real world, we have uh, FBI, we have CIA, we have police, we have secret agents. So in the world of computer, we also have them. So we call them cyber forensics. So they are the one who's in charge in about discovery, collection, and analysis of evidence found on computers and networks. So they have their own areas or expertise, of course. So let's just say that you're under law enforcement. It's also possible that you're under criminal prosecutors, or you're under military intelligence, or you're under insurance agencies, or you're under information security departments. Okay, so depending on your expertise. Okay, we also have here software theft, which is very very common. So there's only one thing that I would like to emphasize. So if you intentionally erases that program, let's just say that you didn't get anything, okay? You didn't steal anything, but you intentionally erase a program into someone's computer. That is already under software theft. Okay, and then for this one, of course, if you're using cracked version, if you're activating a program, illegally, that is already under software theft. Okay, so here are the things that you can do and you cannot do. Okay, so this is, this is just a typical condition of a single user license agreement. So if you did something in here, like in you cannot install that one or you cannot give copies to friends, but you did, okay, then you are now under software theft. Okay, so they can file a case software theft to you if you did uh, anything that is below you cannot do. Okay, so we also have here information tab. Okay, so just wait a second, guys. I'll just turn off the water. All right, so next one right here is information tab. Wherein, of course, before your entire computer is the one that is at risk, but in here, the one that is at risk is specifically your data or your information only. So for us to avoid this kind of attack or uh, you know things to happen in our computer, so we need this technology or application encryption. So this is a process of converting data that is readable by humans into encoded characters to prevent unauthorized access. So initially we have plain text, which is readable data or it can be read by our eyes. But once we applied encryption or ciphertext, so we cannot read that one anymore. Okay, so mostly it is scrambled or mostly it is altered, or uh, sometimes they are adding or sometimes they are deleting from that data. Okay, so we have a lot of kinds or types of ciphertext. Okay, which is we call that one encryption algorithm. Okay, or cipher algorithm. So we have four simple encryption algorithms right here. We have transposition, substitution, expansion, and then compaction. So from the word transposition, it's like transferring or transposing the letters into a different location. So in here, adjacent characters are being swapped. Okay, it's being transposed. And then we also have substitution. So from the word substitute, so some of the characters are being replaced, okay, or each letter is being replaced with another letter, okay. So from this plain text into this encrypted text or ciphertext. So we also have here expansion, wherein from the word expansion, you're going to expand it, of course. So how do we expand it? Just by inserting a letter, every character. So from this kind of plain text into this uh, encrypted text or ciphertext. And then lastly, compaction. So from the word compact, okay, it's very obvious. From this plain text into this more compact. So in here, every third letter is removed. So D, A, and O are removed from this original plain text. All right. So were you guys able to follow so far up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So very good. If you guys have a question, maybe out of nowhere, so it's okay. You can ask that question if you want. So yeah, just ask that question right away. So it's okay. All right. So anyway, so here's what happened when it comes to encrypting a data. So of course, initially it's in a form of plain text like this, and then step two, of course, we're going to encrypt it, and then once it's done encrypting that data, so this is now the sample ciphertext data. Okay, so of course that someone will receive it as a ciphertext. So of course he needs a key or an application to reverse or to decrypt that data into a readable uh, data or information. Okay. So yeah, the important thing right here is the key. Key right here is, let's say, an application to encrypt a data. All right. So actually, we have here the famous algorithm. We call that one Caesar cipher. So it is an encryption algorithm that replaces each character in the plain text with a different letter by shifting the alphabet a certain number of positions. Like for example, computer will become DPNQVUFS. So this one is just altered one position. So if you alter that one by two position, that is still under Caesar cipher because you're using the same algorithm, just a different number of position. But in here, just one position. So next to C is T, next to O is P, next to M is N, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this one was named after Julius Caesar because it is believed he used it in his private correspondence. All right. Okay, so we also have here the things that you can check or you can check to avoid information theft, especially in websites or emails. So you can check for digital signature or you can ask a digital signature from that email, okay, or that website. So if you saw that the signature is legit or okay, then maybe that website or email is a legitimate website or email. So if you cannot find a digital signature, then there's a chance that that email or that website is uh, not legitimate. Okay. Another thing right here is a digital certificate. Digital certificate. So it is a notice that guarantees a user or a website is legitimate. So in here, all you need to do is go to that browser. Let's say this one right here, and then just click this lock icon right here, and then you will see right here that certificate is valid. So if this one, if it says here that certificate is invalid, then this website is not secured, meaning your information that you're putting in here is not might be, uh, doesn't have a uh, encryption or a second layer wherein this can protect your data from being read by the other users or the website itself. So yeah, that is one thing that you guys can check to know whether that website is a legitimate or not. All right, so a digital certificate. Okay, so here's an example. So aside from having that lock icon, we also have here the word HTTPS, wherein this would indicate uh, this website is secured. Okay, so if you're going to search for the meaning of HTTPS, is a hypertext, HTTPS. Okay, so it is a hypertext transfer protocol secure. So it is a combination of the hypertext transfer protocol or HTTP with secure socket layer or SSL or even TLS. So this is what we are looking for, the word SSL, meaning it has a secure socket layer or it has a transport layer security wherein of course your information will not be readable or not just a plain text from the website itself or from the other user that can access uh, the same website. Okay, so if it has HTTPS, then you can say that okay, this website is secure. Okay, and then we also have here hardware theft, vandalism, and then failure. So hardware theft, very obvious, so I will not explain that one anymore. Hardware vandalism, it is an act of defacing or destroying digital equipment. So once you change, let's see, someone's computer's options or configuration or settings, then that is already under hardware vandalism. Okay, so take note on that one. So of course, once you destroyed someone's computer, it's, without a question, that is already a crime. Okay, because you've just simply destroyed someone's computer. Okay, unless you're going to pay for it. I think it's still not okay, especially if that computer contains a lot of important information. Anyway, so here are the things that you can do, to avoid hardware theft, hardware vandalism, and then hardware failure. So you can, add more physical access controls, like you can add more locks to your doors, and then you can add more locks to your windows. You can even put alarm system. You can put physical security devices like cables and locks. You can put a device tracking app. Okay, if you wanted to know where is your computer now, let's say someone stole your laptop, and then you've installed a device tracking app, then you can track where is your computer now. And then we also have here hardware failure safeguards. So you can add surge protector, you can add UPS, you can add a duplicate components or duplicate computers. If you're rich, then you can do this one. And then, of course, lastly is a fault tolerant computer. So when you say fault tolerant, do not just buy cheap components or cheap computers or parts of your computers. But of course, what do you expect? The cheaper, the more the quality is not good. So if I were you guys, just always go in the middle. Best budget, etc., etc. Okay, best budget mouse, best budget keyboard, so that your money will not go into waste. So even though it's cheap, however, the quality is quite good. Okay, and then we also have here backing up. Well, you guys already know what is the meaning of backup. So it could be a separate hard drive, so you can back up your entire data into a separate hard drive. So we call that one external hard drive, or you can have a backup via cloud storage. So we have a lot of companies offering a cloud storage. We have iCloud, Google Cloud, we have uh, OneDrive, I guess, Amazon, etc., etc., and many more. So it's up to you where do you want to put your backups. So we have categories for backups. We have full, we have differential, we have incremental, we have selective, and then we have continuous data protection. So we will discuss those one by one later on. But for now, let's go over with this one. So grandparent is your original file. Okay. So once you created another file, we call that one parent, or let's say a copy of that file. We call that one parent. And then let's say you created again another copy of that file or another backup. We call this one now child. So let's say you just wanted to make sure that you have a lot of copies for your backup. So we call them parent and then child. Okay. So a total of two backups. All right. So here are the categories under how to back up your data. So full backup, very, very straightforward. You're backing up everything. Differential backup, you're only backing up some of the changes from your last full backup. So it is a combination of a full backup and then incremental backup or differential backup. Since you will apply full backup first, and then you will apply differential backup. Okay. Then we also have incremental backup, which is quite the same with differential backup. However, it is now a combination of incremental and selective backup. Okay. So this one copies only the files that have changed since the last full or incremental backup. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this one is also a combination of full backup, not selective backup. But I guess it's also possible, to have a incremental backup and then selective backup, because this is what I do actually when it comes to backing up my information. So what I do here is I only pick a certain file or certain folder. Yeah, that's under selective backup, and then I will apply incremental backup on that certain folder. So in that case, I'll be able to save more storage to my computer, okay, or to my external hard drive. And then lastly is continuous data, wherein it is a real-time backup. So this is the most expensive kind of backup that you can apply to your computer or to your data. All right, so for rich people only. All right, so since we don't have enough time again anymore, so we will stop right here and then we will just continue the rest on the part 3. Okay, so goodbye for now again, and then let's just meet again later. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you then.